Hi, I'm Venner, and I'm from the Buehler Challenger Science Center in Paramus, New Jersey. Well, we're talking about astrobiology, which as far as students is concerned, that's very important because they are excited about the search for life. They tend to think of life as alien life that they see in the movies, and we're trying to bring them back to the NASA focus, to what we're actually searching for when we're searching for life in the universe. So what we're doing is we're trying to show them that when you follow the water, you find life, like we do on Earth. And it's exciting because searching for life is something that they hear about. They're playing video games about aliens, and they want to search for life. The question of whether we're alone in the universe or not is inspiring to students, and therefore it's a way to bring the rest of the curriculum into the classroom by using that as a platform. So the activities that we did today are, what are you thinking about when you're thinking about life? So you have the students gather up in a group and you're having cards laid out, alive, not sure, with a series of organisms or objects that are also on cards, and they have to place them in the different columns based on what they have learned in school through traditional teaching about what life is. Now, mixed in with those organisms are things like the mule, or virus, fire, crystals, things that you're not really sure, are they alive or not alive? Now, according to the traditional definition, criteria for life, a mule would not be alive because generally mules are born sterile. And in our traditional version of life, criteria for life, reproduction is one of the criteria. So right there, they're all of a sudden having a disagreement. They're wondering, they're trying to figure it out. I know it's alive. If I poke it in the eye, it's there. I can feel it. It's breathing. So it contradicts what they already know. So we're trying to get them to understand that life, if there's chemical processes going on, if there's something other than just our traditional version of what we're seeing going on, that could potentially be life. So we're looking for life that we find on Earth that can survive in extreme environments, like 2 miles down in the Antarctic ice, or by lava vents, or in very hydrous sulfuric acid, acidic places like this. So these are called extremophiles. So extremophile life is hardier, and we think that this is what's going to survive that harsh environment of space, and that's what we're trying to show them there. So trying to move them away from the standard definition, their standard idea of what they think life is, and starting that out by having them start to think. The thought process needs to start being activated, right? So when you're putting these organisms into these various categories, you find a lot of debate among the students. The second activity was to actually put 3 petri dishes down, and each petri dish was filled with sand and sugar, and then we had one also filled with Alka-Seltzer and also one with yeast, okay? And you have them use the hand lens. By using the hand lens, they're seeing that scientists first observe wafting, so we're smelling, we're using all of our senses as human observers to try to figure out if life, in fact, is around us somewhere. And then adding the water, because again, we're trying to follow the water. When you add the water, immediately you start seeing reactions occurring that you wouldn't see if water wasn't present. So for instance, if we're on another planet and we're just looking at a dry environment, that's fine. But there may be life there, or there may be the elements of life, the components of life that are there, but because they don't have the water to mix them together or to catalyze the reactions, we're not going to see any kind of viable life. We're going to see the elements for life, right? The pattern for life, but we're not actually going to see the life as a viable living organism. But if you go to a region where there's water and you have the organisms and everything mixing in the soup, you have all of the organics being able to catalyze and mix, then you can see chemical processes occurring as they did in the petri dishes where they were wafting and smelling the yeast. Okay, so it smells like bread is what they usually say, or they're seeing the Alka-Seltzer bubble. So in that format of water, in the venue of water or liquid, that's where you get to see that things are occurring, where life that may be residing right next door, but may be dormant because it doesn't have the water environment, is now viable because water is in fact available. So by showing that, it reinforces why we're looking for the water, why we're following the water to search for life.